What's going on? So, actually getting the Underwood Aggregators Trekker Tent. I'm just gonna call it the Trekker Tent from here on out. Out for an actual test out here at Forgotten Camp. Rocco's out here. He's setting up his hammock over there. We got some kind of bird out here going crazy. Oh. I don't know what kind of bird that is. But I'm gonna set up here. This is where I usually put my hammock. I'm gonna set the tent up here. This ground is nice and soft, so I'll be able to get the stakes in, and I'll be able to set it up proper. So I'm gonna just go through real quick, and I know there's a rock right here, so and a rock right here. I'm gonna try to not set up right on top of those. So maybe right in here. Maybe I'll go this way with it. It looks pretty flat. So I think that's what I'll do. I will set the camera up so I can show you exactly the setup process, and then we'll get this thing going. All right, so I got the tent. Like I said, I think I'm gonna put it out this way. And I'll avoid those rocks, give me a nice comfortable sleep, and it's nice and flat. Got more room than I thought. So this has got all kinds of tie outs on it in a bunch of different spots. It comes with 12 tent stakes. There's wind tie outs, all kinds of stuff. And at the foot end, there is an aluminum pole that's in here, right in here, to help keep this vent open. So I get it staked out, try to get it as nice and taut as possible. These stakes do have a really nice kind of rounded point to them, so it makes it really easy to get them in the ground. Now this is not a freestanding tent, so you do need a trekking pole, and I'm going to use my Paria Outdoors carbon cork trifold poles here. There is, you can do it a couple different ways. You can put the handles down, put the point up, or you put the handle up, and there's this aluminum stake here, or like a little plate. You put the tip of your pole right in there, and then you jam the handle up into the top. It helps it stand up. You can also use this to stake down another section too. So you just find the kind of the peak of the tent, jam the handle in there, and then just like so. And then you grab yourself a tent stake. And you use kind of the vestibule here to keep it all tight. Now when I set this up at home, I used this side as the door, but this is the smaller side, so I'm going to stake this side out and use this side as the door and the entrance. Get a little bit tighter. There you go. So already that's pretty tight. I really don't even have any of the tie outs pulled, which I'll do here, but already better than just setting it up in the living room, to be sure. The end here where the little pole is, let me get that in the right spot. There we go, that's a little better. And then you can use this cord to tighten this, to take any slack out. So really, and then this side, if you want to loosen this up, you can actually open it up more for a vent. But really impressed with just the basic setup, how well this is sitting already. So I'm going to use as many stakes as I can, tie this out as tight as possible, see what it looks like. So there we go. That's 11 of the 12 tent stakes I gave. I think the only one I don't have a stake in is where I got the pole. I don't think I'm going to need it. I don't see any other ones. So there's also, if you don't want to use a trekking pole and you've got a branch above you or something like that, you can use this to hold the peak up. So it's just another option. So considering this is the first time I've set this up in the wild, that went pretty smoothly. Pretty happy with that. I'll open it up and see how much room we got on the inside. So that is really not bad at all. That whole side is open, and it's not supposed to rain tonight, so I might leave that open all night, unless it gets real windy. But you can leave either door open or close them both up for a vestibule. And you know, Rocco will be set up behind me. There's nothing to this side except for forest, so except for maybe a coyote that runs into camp. Not too bad. So I'll get my mat in there, and we'll see what the difference is in space from how I had it set up in the house. I will leave this stake here. Remember to take it when I leave, but that way if I have to close the vestibule, I've already got that staked out. All right, so I got my Sleep and Go pad in here. I got my Teton Sports inflatable pillow, letting that kind of loft up. It's been packed down for a while. And then I've got my 10-degree Hammock Mountain Outdoors top quilt. And that should be way more than enough for tonight, because it's only supposed to get down maybe into the 30s. But I'm going to probably be definitely warm if need be. In my pack over there, I've got, oh no, out in the car, I've got my summer quilts. I got a hammock set up over there just in case this doesn't work out, which I don't see why it wouldn't. But I've got options. So I'm going to climb in here, see how much space I got. Definitely the reason why I wanted a side entry hammock or tent. I'm not a big fan of front entry where you gotta kind of climb in. So this gives you lots of room. You just kind of sit down and relax. Where's my pillow? I got plenty of room. That needs a little more air in it. But... so yeah, kind of tight quarters, I guess, but it is a one-person tent, so. Yeah, this is all right. I'll bring you guys. So one of the things I'm gonna have to grab is my sleeping pad cover, and I'll have to put that in here because the pillow definitely wants to slide around, but that's nothing new. But decent amount of room. I would rather have my feet touching the net and close that door than my feet touching the side. Since this is a single wall hammock, I keep calling it a hammock. Since it's a single wall tent, meaning that there's no outer rain fly, this may allow condensation or even some water to seep through if it gets wet. I guess we'll see. But I mean, you got the vent down at the bottom, at the feet, down there. There is, this whole thing is a vent. This whole side is a giant vent. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how it works out. So far, I'm pretty happy with it for 55 bucks. Can't argue. And you got this whole big side here as a window. How cool is that? Some bugs trying to get in. Zip this thing up. And I did bring my little ground mat I can put out here for my shoes and stuff like that. So that was super easy to do with one hand. There is a clip here for something. I don't know what this for. Hang a light, I guess. I am just laying on the quilt. I am sweating. It is warm, but not a bad view from inside the tent. And that's good. Little wind. What I wanted to see. See how this stands up in a little gust. You get a little flutter on the side like you'd expect, but it's sitting pretty steady. I don't know how well this would do in high winds, though, with just a trekking pole. But it is tied out like crazy everywhere else. All right. Well, what I did is I tucked my quilt around the sleeping pad. I don't know if I'll be able to get in it with that in there, but give it a try. This is pretty nice. I know it seems weird for me to be in a tent. I am a hammock guy now, but I want to do different things, go different spots, and you can't always take a hammock with you. Like this would have worked well in Arizona if I had this. So it'll serve its purpose. The breeze feels nice. Definitely gotta get this pillow to stop sliding though. It's all over the place. All right, I'm gonna make a few small tweaks to the bed system here, but the tent is set. So we're gonna do a little hiking. We're here in Pinchot State Forest, so we'll hike around a little bit. It is only 1:30. There's no campfires allowed right now. There's a burn ban until May 25th. So we've got cold food. We just stopped and picked up some hoagies. We already ate our lunch, so we'll do a little hiking and then we'll come back and hang out at camp, listen to the animals, because I know we'll hear them, and just enjoy it. And then we'll see how it all holds up. So we're just kicking around. We're on the Pinchot Trail, and in our past couple of videos, the bridge that crosses this has been getting progressively worse. It's now completely gone. So we just kind of came down the side of the creek, and this is gorgeous. Does not hurt that it is an absolutely gorgeous day. Look at this. The camera never shows up. This water is probably, I don't know, probably 4 feet deep right there.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Deep enough that somebody lost a sock.
Well, that sucks. How deep was the water? Sock knocking deep. Right up there is Choke Creek Falls. There's a couple spots here it looks like we might be able to get across and get up there. It's not like we've never been to the falls before, but we're out here.
That's just beautiful.
It really is. Where Rocco's standing is where the bridge used to be. Looks like they came down and ripped out what was left so people didn't try to cross it. It was very tempting to get across that. I did it in the winter and it was frozen in place, but with all the rain we've had, it probably just got worse. But this is like the best spot I've seen so far to cross. I'm okay with crossing this. Rocco's a little sketched by it, which it's a bit of a, I don't know how slippery that rock is. That's the only downfall. So we'll see. If we can't both easily get across it, we're just out kicking around, so it is what it is. I mean, we can go way up and cross a couple down trees, but I don't know if there's any easy way to get back down on this side. Well, made it down to the falls. We got to cross Choke Creek, or across that run. Found some rocks that were doable. Feet got a little wet, but not bad. It's still early, so I'm not concerned about it. But nobody at the falls. So we were just talking about this, and with that bridge being gone, it might cut down on the amount of people that are out here partying. It's really hard to carry a cooler across that water crossing. So maybe that bridge won't be fixed. I don't know. I don't think I'd be upset about that. Look at that sky. It's so nice out. This 2 Fridays in a row, they've just been absolutely magnificent. Well, someone's got a fire pit up here. I just stepped right over this guy. Check him out. Look how green he is. Hey, buddy. How are you? He's only about a foot long. I think that's a young garter snake. I think they're green when they're that young. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I wasn't even looking. I'm gonna leave you be. So that was not a baby garter snake. That is a smooth green snake. I've never even heard of those before. Apparently we have them in Pennsylvania. According to what I just read online, the adults get to about 14 to 20 inches.
Something like that.
So that was pretty close to 14 inches. It was like 12. So it was probably a young adult. Very cool. Never seen that I know of a smooth green snake before. I thought garter snakes were green when they're babies, but maybe I have seen them before and I thought they're garter snakes.
Could be.
It's possible, but that was cool. And we're coming down a trail. We're on like the last leg of the hike we're doing. And I see this. Right? That's not a tree growing in the middle of the trail. That is a branch that has speared its way into the ground. Like, I can't even pull that out. If you were hiking under that, or if that were to come down to camp, that is a widowmaker. That would hurt you. That is why you always pay attention to what's above the trail for your campsite. So we made it back from our hike. Tent is still standing. That's good. We already ate our dinner. We just picked up some hoagies. There's a fire ban in effect in the state forest right now. So no campfire. Just made some, or bought some hoagies. Ate those. We've just been sitting here chilling out and BSing. But the sun will be setting here in about 15 minutes. And be in a hammock in a tent before too long. So it's definitely getting chilly. It's probably down around 50 right now, and it's they're forecasting a low around 36 or so. So out here, it might actually get down to freezing out here. I didn't know if it would, but it's possible. So it'll be a good test for that setup in colder temperatures. Alright, so it is about 5 of 9, and it is time for bed. Rocco and I were just hanging out by the campfire ring out there. No fire in it, but just kind of hanging out, telling ghost stories. And we've had some owls kind of on the outside of camp here for about an hour. They keep kind of coming and going. So good chance to hear some owls later on, maybe some coyotes. But yep, got my setup here all tweaked. Put my sleeping pad cover on, which has a pocket for the pillow, so the pillow is not sliding anymore. And I closed the vestibule just because it's going to get colder than expected. It's going to get down to the 30s, so that'll help keep a little warmth in. I'm really warm right now, and the only reason why I have my hood up is because I don't like it under my head when I'm sleeping, so, but it should be fine. If I hear any cool animals right outside of camp here and it's loud enough to record it, I'll grab the camera for that. Otherwise, I'll talk to you in the morning. Yeah. Well, were you putting up the tarp or are you breaking down?
Well, I took the top quilt because I was walking to the car anyway.
Yeah.
That over. So I just throw the tarp up. I'm not in a rush, are you?
Well, dude, it's a pretty big front coming across.
What?
It's a pretty big front coming across the state.
Well, I guess it's
Yeah, probably not a bad idea to break down. Well, good morning. So if you've caught that conversation,
how'd you sleep?
it is starting to rain. Second week in a row, it's not supposed to rain. I've been up since about 6 o'clock. I got out, opened up the sun. I can see the sun hitting the tree up here, and it was getting nice. I was listening here with the. Just woke up. I'll start it over again. It's starting to rain, and it was clearing up, and I thought it was gonna be okay. I was laying here listening to the red squirrel that has been running over my tarp, over my tent, throwing pine cones at me and yelling at me all morning. And I kind of nodded off, and I woke up to the sound of rain on the tent, and heard Rocco coming back from the car, and yeah, it's definitely raining. I pulled a radar, and we got a little bit of a storm coming in. So I guess it's time to break down. There's the barrel. We get breakfast.
Barrel sounds good.
Yeah. So I think we'll break down, and I'll take a screenshot of the weather coming across. It was not supposed to happen. So, oh well. Other than that, I'll get this broken down so everything stays relatively dry, and I'll talk about the tent once I'm done. All right, so all broken down. I grabbed the sleeping pad, the cover, the pillow, and the quilt all in one fell swoop. Just let the air out of it, rolled it up like a bivvy, and threw it in the back of the car. And then I didn't really show the tent breaking down, but I did the same thing with that. I just rolled it up real quick. Everything else, it's not that cold. I'm just using my jacket as a backpack right now. Got all my stuff in there. Broke down in about 3 minutes. Is my hat still crooked? Yes. There, that's better. So the tent performed really well. There was a little condensation on the inside, but I kind of expected that when I knew the temperature was going to drop. It went from the 60s. When I checked this morning at 6 o'clock, it was going up a little bit to, it was 42, the phone said. And my watch sitting next to me on the, where it's a little bit warmer tent said it was 46. So it probably got down to 37 or 38 overnight last night. And then this front started pushing and it warmed it up. The condensation makes even more sense when you realize that this rain wasn't supposed to happen and the humidity's been constantly going up. So it wasn't horrible. It was noticeable on the inside. But it's a single wall tent that's going to happen. Other than that, no issues with it. It didn't move at all, even when it was getting pelted by squirrel bombs. It held up really well. So for the price I paid for it, I can't argue. Enjoyed it. I'm not a fan of sleeping on the ground anymore. I might want to look at a new sleeping pad, but that's not the tent's fault. The only sleeping pad, there's no R value to it. So I could feel the ground was cool, but I had a 10-degree quilt with me, so I stayed nice and warm. And apparently I slept good because a tree fell right outside of camp. Rocco heard it. I just slept right through it. And yeah, there was animals walking around in camp, and I paid no attention. So I slept good, which is a good sign. So we're all broken down. It's lightly raining. It's just barely coming through the trees. But we're gonna go get some breakfast. And that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Gonna have more trips with the tent. Not sure when, but at least I know it's a very good option. And now I just want to sleep in the hammock after being on the ground. See you in the next. So we are literally right out of camp, and this may be what Rocco heard fall last night. I wonder how heavy this one is. But this tree was mostly down, but this piece wasn't. That thing is heavy.